Hi everyone, welcome to Behind Closed Doors. This is where we try to have a real conversation. And there's so many fascinating women in our city, but very few really, I guess, come to their own personal selves and happiness. And I have Amy here, and we've known each other for quite a few years now. She's an entrepreneur, she's a lawyer, and she's a single parent, amongst so many other things. So Amy, in the last, I guess, 5 or 6 years, what has life been like for you?
Right. Well, definitely not a lawyer yet. I did try to apply, did not, still on the waiting list, and I guess I didn't get in.
Did the exam, so
Did the exam. I was really actually proud of myself. That was a huge process where I'm like, do I do it? I'm 41. I'll be 41 in a couple weeks, and what am I going to do it? Am I not going to take the risk? And I guess eventually I came to the senses where, you know what, you only live once.
Yeah.
You're only 41 once. There's no harm in applying, and let's see if you actually get in. So yes, definitely not a lawyer, but aspire to be a lawyer on top of all the million things.
Yeah, all the million things, yes. And the most precious one is the I Am Love project.
Yes, that's 6 years in the making. So we're a local social enterprise, so we provide short-term contract work to women experiencing mental health challenges, substance use, disabilities, women who have been incarcerated. So we help them build the skill set and the confidence to get back into the traditional workplace. So if you go onto our website, you'll see that 60% of the stuff is handmade by them. And I need to mention that the last 2 years, we supported over 35 women re-enter the workplace, the economy. And that's like the driving force and the motivation every single morning when I wake up, or even like this weekend, 2 days at a market from 12 to 9, I'm like, no, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. And even for like special appearances, I'm an introvert. I don't like public speaking. I'm very, very shy. And I make myself to be out there. I remind myself that I'm advocating for them. Mm-hmm. If they feel like they don't have the voice or they feel small, hey, I need to really step up to the plate and talk about our mission so that people hear about it and it brings awareness, and where they can be as passionate as us in wanting to make an impact in our community.
Well, you said that so well and so eloquently. But I'm thinking, now what about you? What about Amy Tung? How does she really feel?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, because here you are helping all of these women that do need the help. But at the same time, have you ever stopped and say, who's going to help me? And you've tried all these things, you've done all these things. Is it still the same, or has it become easier for women?
Oh, well, I would definitely say it hasn't become easier. Every day I'm faced with different barriers. And it's interesting that you mentioned that, because today I was teaching a course for peer support. And the topic was diversity, inclusion, equity. And some of the folks were talking about how we feel that organizations are not taking action, but it's become a statement. It's become like a buzzword. And I completely resonate with that too, because I feel like sometimes I'm getting invited to certain events or doing a different public speaking engagement where I feel like I'm a box, I'm a check mark, right? We need someone of color, we need women, we need someone in business, and check, Amy Tung. And that's a little bit of what I kind of face, but even finding collaborations and partnerships, not feeling you're being taken advantage of by the business community as well. Everyone wants to kind of like help, but there's that give and take, and I've encountered that where, okay, men are taking you out, there's that wine and dine aspect to it. I'm like, well, I don't want to do that. That's not that exchange, right? I was hoping that you would give money to us and support us because you truly believe in our impact and what we can do, but not in exchange for, more conversations and more dinner. And slowly, like, I think I'm still learning. I'm still in that process of learning. How can I still be authentic? How to still be myself? And really, most importantly, is honoring myself, but still be part of community, the business.
And it is hard to navigate, right? And you think that you have met someone that thinks along the same lines as you and everything like that. And then it blows apart. Or, you realize that they really weren't what they, or said they were or said that they would support you.
Right.
Now, talking about women, and we've been through the whole period of women supporting women, and yes, empowerment. If I hear that word one more time, I'm going to...
Oh, no.
But do we really honestly support each other?
Well, another great question. I feel that that's something, a mindset that I need to start shifting. I think growing up and being Asian, being Chinese, I've always felt very small, unheard, and not seen. I felt like there was no opportunities for me out there, even like job opportunities. They always pick someone else. Like, I always have it in my mind, women, blue eyes, blonde hair, whatever it may be, right? And they're never gonna give me the job. And there has been incidences that it's kind of validated that. And that was like a personal belief that I had. And I think I need to shatter that and reframe it and invite and welcome other folks. So having said that, there is that community, and we do try to support, but there are folks that say again and not take the action, as for anything else in life, right? But you just need to be patient and find your tribe, I guess, and you'll gain their support. And slowly that community for even I Am Love is growing. And now I have a lot of great women and also great men that are supporting me and partnering me and being my greatest cheerleaders out in the community.
And that must be so much of a help.
100%. And I've been to an event, I think it was a Winnipeg Chamber event. I forget who the keynote was, but it was quite profound. On the TV screen, that's what they were saying. Men supporting women, right? Make the space, create those conversations where they're included in those pockets, right? And I think that's kind of what's happening to me. I'm really grateful, really, really grateful for that.
Well, and it's nice to finally find that. And I was just thinking too, you have a daughter and she's seen you do your thing and grow, and of course you've seen her grow up. What kind of message may not be the right word, but what kind of things, what kind of goals, and what kind of life skills do you want your daughter to have?
Values, I would say the values. By all means, I'm not, I don't know how to parent. I don't think any of us truly know how to parent and know exactly the needs of every child, because they're so different, and I'm still navigating that. And I tell my girlfriends, I'm like, I feel like she's gotten into this stage. I nailed it. I got it. Then she changes some way, somehow again. I'm like, oh, I have to read up on everything. But I think most important is, for me, I want her to embody her authenticity and being true to herself. And I think also the honesty, humility, love, giving back, essentially what I'm doing. And instead of preaching her, I think I lead by example, which is I think is a more powerful tool. Taking action speaks more volume than the words. And I don't know how I'm doing. I feel like she's doing great. Yeah.
Well, it's never an easy road, and nobody wrote the book. Here's the book on being a parent, and that's it. So
yeah,
you're doing okay.
Well, thank you. I feel like sometimes I'm failing though. There are times where I feel like I'm not giving her enough. I don't know how to teach her. I'm not home enough because I'm so busy. And I bicker with even some of my girlfriends. I tell people okay, I'm here. Alyssa's right here, but she's never on top of me, because if I crumble, if I'm not healthy, if I'm not going to the yoga, if I'm not taking care of what I eat, then there's no healthy mom. she's got no role model, right? And I can't do the stuff that I do on the daily basis. And some people would disagree, but I feel like that truly resonates with me, and it's actually working where quality over quantity.
Yeah.
It's the hardest concept for me to grasp because society, we don't talk about that, right? It's like every weekend you have to take them somewhere, you have to do this, they have to be in sports, all of this stuff. And I can't keep up with the Jones, but I can do my best and do what works for her, what works for our lifestyle, and not compare us to like whoever else is like,
You know.
yeah, right?
And it's hard. It's hard because we've all been there.
Yeah.
So, would you want a partner?
Would I want a partner? I do.
Well, because some people say, no, I'm good now and can't imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I do. So I got out of my divorce about 6 years ago when Alyssa was still 2. Ever since, trying to date, but the pool of people have, I don't know, just no luck, I guess. But it has given me the time to really reflect on what kind of person am I looking for in this point in life, right? My life is quite different. I'm busy, on the go. I appreciate my alone time so much now, and I find it difficult to have someone in my life and then again fit it in and make it like a thing on the schedule. And I don't want to make it sound like it's a to-do list, but I do want a partner. I do want to come home to someone and be able to share like the nitty-gritties of life, someone to travel with, someone that has my back no matter what, right? No judgment.
No. And so after that, do you get lonely? Do you feel...
Do I get lonely? I would say I do. There are moments where, when you're sitting at home and everyone's having Christmas dinner as a big family and you don't get to do that. Yes. Valentine's Day, those special dates, absolutely. Some days I would say that I'm not happy or I'm not in joy, but that stems from like a lot of different like circumstances too. Can you always be happy? No. I don't think so, and I try to maintain my happiness here. Nothing too high, nothing too low, and when I feel like I'm kind of like above or dipping low, I come back to the middle. I guess there's a part of me where I'm fearful that, once something great happens or when you're up there, you're gonna crash and it's gonna be super devastating, right? And so I keep myself here. And it's easier to manage. Yeah,
really? Well,
I think so. I don't know.
Well, no, but it all makes sense. And just thinking about other women that are, in that 40 demographic that, could be in the same situation as you, maybe not. Happiness, is that like the most important thing for you?
Being happy would be, that's a trick question, Tracy. Being happy on a daily, yes, being happy is really important. And I think there's different things that it's not it's harder to attain. It's easy said than done. And and actually this might sound, I wouldn't say it sounds sad, but one of my goals this year was, where's joy? I don't feel like I have joy in my life. I don't feel it. I'm like, what does it feel like? And I've been constantly looking for it. I haven't discovered what exactly it entails, because I find myself, I'm like, I got CBC Future 40, I was a 150 honoree, I was part of the Parliament member statement, and then it was a fleeting thought, and I no longer remember that it happened, and it didn't really ultimately bring me that, I'm super stoked about it, this is amazing. I was for a few hours, and then it was gone. And so I'm exploring on that, and when I figure out what it is, I will be sure to let you know.
Okay.
Yes.
And we'll be here.
Yes.
Talking about it, because that's so true. Joy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, people would say joy you know, at their wedding, or joy. You're wrinkling your nose. And joy when you gave birth to Alyssa.
Yeah.
But you're right. Some things just fleet.
Yeah.
And out of your mind.
Yeah. It's internal. What I found that worked is when I actually say yes to the things I enjoy, I'm in that state longer. I'm like, I feel relaxed. I feel purposeful. I feel like I'm not depleted, whether it's like doing girls' night out once a month or truly, canceling some appointments because I'm super exhausted from work. Those moments, I actually feel like I'm doing myself not a disservice, but doing myself, not due diligence.
A huge favor.
A huge favor, and honoring myself for the first time, where I'm not just like, do it, suck it up.
Yeah.
I don't want to suck it up anymore. And I feel like I suck it up too often, where I'm like, oh, I dread doing this. I don't want to do this, you know?
Yeah. No. And that's how most of us go through life, and we really should start working on the joy part of it.
I agree. We'll have happier people.
Yes. Well, you know what? Thank you so much for being open and honest, and I know that you will find joy, and maybe that partner.
I hope so. Well, the partner, yes, and the joy for sure. That's what I'm manifesting. So yes, thank you.